This is why there's a bunch of showings, and then when you get to the house, they complain that it didn't look like the photos.
Hey everyone, I am Steven with Steven Photos. I'm here to help agents win more listings, editors edit better photos, and photographers take better pictures. How am I going to do it? Let's go Zillow fishing.
Welcome back. Like in this last episode, I said I was going to go over this house. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So it looks like it might be the same editor as before because of the drone shots looking similar. Starting wide, going in tight. This actually has a great front yard. This is going to be an amazing house. Oh, look. It looks like it just rained. Nothing to do with anybody. Normally I don't fly my drone in the rain. Maybe 2 different days. I don't know. Because it's nice and sunny here. And then rainy there. I don't know. It's weird. Oh boy. It's a big one. Big house, I mean. So once again, we are faced with, did they perfectly white balance this house and all of these bulbs are perfectly white balanced for daytime, all of the bulbs? Or is this one of those situations where we are looking at a selective color mishap where it looks like a ladybug that's been colored on a colorless flower? I did an example for you guys. So these 2 images have been edited different to show that. So this, oh goodness. So this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you see images that look like this, to me, this is what it looks like. Now, to you, this may look good, but to me, I'm like, this is craziness. Where's the color? There's no color. This is what the room actually looked like. Why didn't they show any of the colors in the thing? Like the carpet is not gray. It's actually got this beige, beige tan. We got some colors in here. Believe it or not, there's colors on this sheet. There's a little bit of fall off on the roof, or fall off from the wall onto the sheet. There's colors inside these. Like there's where it's white, it needs to be white. Where it's color, it needs to be color. There's no reason to make it a black and white image. Now that you've seen that, look at this here. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't look like this, because it could. I'm just saying that's what it looks like has been done to me. Because this chandelier is definitely yellow looking, and in this picture, the lamps are yellow here. So why are they white here and yellow there? Do you see where I'm getting at? This house, so you walk in expecting one thing, and then you get something completely different. This is why there's a bunch of showings, and then when you get to the house, they complain that it didn't look like the photos. Right. On to the next house. We just needed to finish up that series of 1 million plus houses. Let's go back to some normal priced homes. So let's do 350,000 or less, national average. So let's get out of this area and go to, we haven't been to North Dakota. Let's go to North Dakota. Find out where the big spots are. Fargo, North Dakota. I've heard of that. Okay, and let's look over here to the right. Let's see who's jumping out. So they definitely have a professional photographer here because all of these look exactly the same. They almost look like renderings. They're also so identical. So this would be a different, okay. So here's a direct way to find out that you did not use the photographer in town. See how this image looks versus this image. This is nearly the exact same house in different colors for the point of view, I mean. And this one looks like this, and this looks like this. So this is an agent that didn't want to use a photographer. Maybe not. Okay, so call me a liar. Nope, never mind. Not a photographer. Okay, so these little bendy doors. Let's talk about that for a second. You should not allow this. This is almost like a panorama. Or they took it with a GoPro or something. Little bendies. I know it's hard to tell for some people, but this is bulging out. Like it's bulging out as if they just attached a lens to something. So this is a straight line that I'm pulling up. And here's why this is not good. Because these windows don't actually bend like this. So that is distortion. And that's, if you ever hear anybody talk about distortion, that's what they're talking about. So this is an easy fix for an editor, and the person that did this probably just doesn't have an editor. And if they sent this to an editor, then this is bad on the editor. Editor should, this is one click, so they should be able to fix that. Moving to the next photos. Blue windows, distorted. But other than the distortion, I mean, these aren't bad photos. These are acceptable photos. It actually looks like they took pictures in the rain. So they got there during a storm and weathered the storm and took pictures in the rain. That's respectful. I mean, let's see if it's just been uploaded or not. 75 days. They should have gone back in that time and retaken at least front shots. I don't know who that falls on, but I'm guessing, and that's why, low views, low saves. If we were to go back up to one of these, let's try and find something comparable. Sure. So these are going to look a lot different, or should. Nice big photos. Which, is the logo the same? That'd be weird. Maybe they were on vacation. Let's go back down here real quick. Thank you. Hello? Okay. Same logo. Also, we can't have signs in there. Do y'all allow signs? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Which house were we on? This one. I knew this one was going to look good from the get-go because check it out. Even when it's snowy and drabby outside, they did a nice clean sky swap. Nice angles from wide to tight. I'm even okay with this. So if it's the first image, this is your opening image, I'll allow a vertical to show off all of this, to show the landing. This is a good vertical. Now let's see if it continues though. Oh yeah, we've switched back. This is great. I'm okay with it. So this is your entry. This is your walk up. You have different things. The only thing I would say that might be a little distracting is how low this is. They are as tall as this table, which is low as far as perspective goes. Maybe they're trying to show off the height. They did raise it up, so that's good. They're just trying to be the same height as the countertop. We do have a little bit of a black and white selective color thing going on. These bulbs have been brought back to yellow, but everything else has just been made black and white, and then they colored in little things here and there to show that there's color in the room. The dead giveaway is this orange floor, which shows the correct color and how it should be. Everything is black and white, but it's nice. Oh yeah, this is nice. I like that. This is just a personal thing I like. Nothing more to say. This is all black and white, so that's funny. Absence of color. Everything looks good in that one. This is a good home. I'm okay with it. I mean, nothing bad about it. If we were to go to rural areas, let's go to Lake Park. Let's click on one of these Lake Park homes. Random select. All right. Tilted house. So this is another reason verticals. Now I know what they're doing. They're trying to show like trees and it's pretty out here. So if you go, is this a duplex? I'm not sure if this is a duplex. I'm trying to jump around. Okay. So this is what I was talking about with color cast in the other house. See how this is orange and this is blue? We can correct for that, but I don't think we should, or not to the extremes. Now this one, other than having vertical issues, you could tell probably just an agent with a cell phone. Vertical. This is a little bit too high. I know they're trying to show the roof, but they could have showed it better in this angle. So this roof line is not needed if you're going to show this, because this sells the house better than something like this. Once again, we're looking down at it. I understand what they're trying to do, but let's keep those verticals up and straight. So for something like this bathroom, you don't need to focus on this at all, but I can tell that there's a shower in here. So what I would do is get in the doorway and turn to the right and show this, and then turn around and show the other side to show that there is a shower in there. To me, this looks like it's just a half bath, and you would have to really pay attention to know that this is a full. So that's just a critique on composition. Once again, just verticals and too far to the right. So if this just came back and showed just the sliver of right here and then more of that area, then you'd show more of the room. Maybe they're trying to, oh, hang on. So this is turning back. So they were standing here going this way. So they're not hiding anything here. I'm not sure why they showed more of the right side instead of the left side of this, because this is the left side. Once again, this is just composition. Okay, we're getting out of that. We've seen enough of that. Let's go to large deck. Here's the 3D tour, which we're going to click on and see what we've got. All right, cool stuff. You got your dollhouse view, and you can click and go into each little area. It's got a weird projection system going on, but I mean, everybody's used to this kind of thing by now, so they're okay with it. So you should be able to click and go into the bedroom and then look around. And this looks good. And from there, let's walk. Nice, easy. On a phone, this probably would be more complicated, but it's good on here. Let's get out of this and just go check out the normal views. So we got our drone with nice wide to tight. Yeah, so looks like we have two of the same angle almost. Don't know why you would do two of the same angle, but what we're going with. All right, so if I were to guess, I would say just agent with a cell phone, do it yourself, didn't hire a professional, which if this is a professional, maybe they just starting out. Multiple views of the same angles. So this is good, but not when you show the same thing in a different light, in a different everything. This room looks a little different as far as lighting goes. So it looks like, so this is strange to me because this is well edited. Looks like they used Flash. And here's how I think I know they used Flash. There's a little shadow right here that would not be there from this or the window light. And then if you look here, they may have used Flash again, but edited the photo in a different way. So now I'm wondering why they used, this is good. Why does this looks, I mean, it's direct flash almost. You have some more shadows up in here. Little things you would notice, this shadow coming off of that, little shadow coming off of the door. Let's see if this continues. So strange to me that they did professional photos in some of the rooms and not all of the rooms, because they didn't use the flash here. And if they did, they didn't correct for any of the shadows. Like they didn't actually use the flash. And then you're coming back and then you're not using the flash again. If we used it, colors wouldn't be off. Once again, we have a really bright area, so they're using flash of some kind, or maybe a flashlight or something. Bright area. This is a confusing one. They're definitely using a flash in this room, you can tell, but why do you go back and forth? Flash, 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 flash. Oh, inconsistencies confuse me sometimes. So they're using flash in some rooms and not in other rooms. This one, they're using the flash. You could tell bright light here. This is the fall off of the flash coming out, highlighted in the reflection of this bin or the armoire. More flash, but they didn't color correct it the same way they did. So here's the thing. This image looks a little, I would call it murky. Look at the difference between that and this clean image. So this is clean. This is a cleaner, nicer image. But then we're taken back to this image. Cleanest of the whole bunch. For some reason, they got it perfectly correct here, but nowhere else in the whole house. If you just clicked through these, you would be able to tell. Murky, 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 clean. I know they use flash, but that's fine. You can use flash. Nothing against it. It's actually preferred. I use flash. That was a weird one. All right, let's get out of that and go to a whole new area. Wisconsin. Northern Wisconsin. Let's go to this random selection of snow-covered. Must be hard to get people to this area. I wouldn't expect there to be any real estate photographers covering this area. So let's go to a bigger area. Once again, we're here to help agents along with photographers and editors. Let's look over here on the side and try and find one. 109 days on Zillow, and this looks like it has an editor. Maybe not. It's disappointing. Okay, so we have some sunset pictures and then day to night conversion. No? Oh, that's confusing. All right, single point perspective, but it's off a little bit, tilting. It looks like the house slopes down to the right, even though it's not. Vertical issues. Which is okay if you were to do a little bit better on that. Once again, not a professional photographer, but I mean, they're doing what they can with a cell phone. We don't need to see the toilet. We know toilet exists, and it was a vertical, highlighting for no reason. All right, here's a good point. If you were to lift your camera up and just point it a little more to the left, none of this needs to be seen. So imagine this shot showing off the radiator and storage down the middle of this cabinet to the right, or to right here. And it would show that there's this open space and the cabinets, and that would have done the same type of detail. Vertical, not needed. 2 shots of the closet. Nope, different closet. This is the door? Confusing. This is documentary photography at its best, where you're just photographing every single thing, even if you're just showing it off. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just showing everything with the house and everything you're getting. So back on the market, no fault due to the sellers. 109 days though. 229. This one would have been on the higher end. Let's go real high. See if there's any big ones here. 147 days on market. Probably just not a photographer in the area. So this is called noise. Most of the time this means that they're using an actual big, nice camera with their ISO turned up really high, because a cell phone can't do this very well. It would look different. It would look more like a shower door and not grains of salt or pepper. But here's the thing. This could have been corrected very easily with just a simple tripod. So if you brought a tripod with you and set your camera on that tripod, you could turn the noise, your ISO, down a lot more and do just a longer exposure in this house, which I know you wouldn't get the windows, but you would have a lot less this, and that's distracting for clients because they don't know like a photographer knows what this is. This looks like a hidden door somewhere. Vertical images for no reason. I mean, other than the noisy images, I mean, there's not much else you can do. They're doing what they can. So nothing other than the noise to be brought out. I mean, of course, the verticals. And by verticals, I mean, they tried here. This is perfectly vertical, so you're not thinking the house is falling over, but then you just go right back to like bad ones sometimes. Don't tilt your cameras up and down drastically. Try and just keep it level. All right, we'll do one more. We'll come out 1.2 million. You're making like 40,000. So should have a nice budget for photography, especially on a lakefront. So here's what you could be doing. This front image is good, and then all of these are good. Which I'm just going to scroll through to see if they have a drone. Clearly, they did not hire a professional photographer for this. If they did, you need to talk to your photographer. So they did do drone. Okay, so they did. All right, so that's been put to rest. Let's go through it normally. I don't know why they have done this. So this is more clear. Even if you're just taking it with your cell phone picture, be sure to tap on the screen so your phone knows what you're focusing on. Otherwise, it could be really dark in some areas and not show off the house very good. I can tell they've brought the brightness up a lot on this one because the clouds are blown out. So maybe this is just a really dark house. But other than that, let's go through the front door. I like how they went from wide to tight to show that you're going to be going into the entryway. These are always difficult houses to shoot just because the wood tones are always really dark and it's a tough, dark situation. So most of the time in that case, you want to leave it dark and moody and not try and take it up so bright. And that's a difficult thing to pull off because you get things like this where you have a lot of color cast, but this is what it looks like. So it's accurate. And I prefer accuracy over misrepresentation any day. You have these cool faucets. That's pretty nifty. And in these rooms, you have a lot of light. So it's a back and forth. Cabins are very hard to photograph. This is what it looks like when you have a lot of lighting inside cabins, a lot of bright lights. So this is a darker area. It's just tough. nothing more really to say about all of that. Make sure you keep your camera pointed up, nice and level. I know these floors are fantastic, but let's raise our cameras up to try and show the whole room and not point down. Makes it look like you're falling over. Once again, falling over, nice and level. See the difference? So this is nice and level and good. And then this, it looks like you're pointing your head down. Oh man, this is tough. They're doing their best. So maybe there's just not a photographer in this area, which, I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere. I can definitely understand that. You may have to just spend that little bit of money to call somebody up from, trying to see, Ironwood, if there's even somebody there, or down. I don't know how far of a travel it is from these other places as far as time. It may take, 5 hours to get from here to here. I don't know. But hopefully there's some type of photographer covering this whole area, because it looks like it may be needed a little bit by the way it's looking. These are some cool houses though. I'm trying to see if one jumps out as having better photos than others, and it is not. So yeah, I guess we could talk about this real quick. Last quick thing. This is good, but let's talk about direct flash. Direct flash is bad because you see shadows. It's good because you get to see the house in its actual colors. There's no color cast or anything like that, but the shadows do throw some people off. This is just an older style of shooting where the flash is on the actual camera itself and you're just taking a picture. You also get weird reflections like this. The flash is bouncing into this mirror over here, and now you have to explain that to somebody who doesn't understand flash. And that's all they're going to show of that house, maybe. Otherwise, everything else is good. I mean, if that's all you have to work with, that's all you have to work with. Looks like this area doesn't have a professional photographer, so if you are a photographer, move in. Oh, hang on. Nope, I didn't speak too soon. They probably just are agents that just circled it. Okay, which, by the way, make your images a little bit bigger. All right, that's going to do it for today. If you want me to review your stuff, let me know. Leave me a comment on if I messed up or if you saw something I didn't want to make a comment on. Otherwise, I am Steven with StevenPhotos.com. Have a great day.
Did I miss something? Put it in the comments below. Let me know.